Yo, welcome to my channel Wardrawsalot. Obviously I'm Ward, or I wouldn't have named it Wardrawsalot. I did a new little animation, which I think is way cuter than it was before. So I'm very expressive, and whenever I talk I move my hands a lot, and I feel like I never get to show that through video, obviously. So I'm going to include little me's to show it instead. So for this video I decided to do an Instagram poll on what to draw. I got these drawing prompts from this app called Wardrawsalot. It's also a website, so if you guys want to check that out, you can as well. A total of 21 people participated in the poll, and the majority went to B, which had 9 votes, and it was drawing a potato as a Final Fantasy character. Bruh. I should have known that you guys were going to pick that, because majority of the people that follow me are shitposters. AKA people I already know, and would obviously pick that just because they know I wouldn't want to draw it. But hey, maybe people just want to see a potato as a Final Fantasy character, so that's what I'm gonna do. Here we go. Okay, so I'm not really gonna explain how I drew the potato, because it's just 2 lumps put together. I can, however, talk about the character design process. Do you guys know how dumb this sounds? Like, I'm looking at the video and talking about this, and in my head I'm like, this is so dumb. Anyway, the character design process. Okay, so I've played a good amount of Final Fantasy games growing up, along with playing Kingdom Hearts, which includes Final Fantasy characters in it. So most of the time Final Fantasy characters have very outlandish hair, or like very spiky and very colorful, so I had to make sure I included that into this potato. I also took notice that for some odd reason there's somebody in the design studio who's always giving these characters like overalls or like straps that connect the pants and the shirt together. There's always like that common theme that I've seen in like a bunch of characters, so I made sure to keep that. I should have put like a billion belts on him, but I didn't, because I was so dumbfounded the whole time and my brain was going monkey at the fact that I was drawing a potato who is a Final Fantasy character. Now, majority of the time, the characters in Final Fantasy have like a very large weapon or some kind of crazy sword or something like that. So I decided to give the potato over here a potato peeler, which is a very different choice of weapon, but a weapon nonetheless. I made sure to give him at least one accessory because, you know, Final Fantasy characters always have like a billion things on them, but I wanted to keep it fairly simple for him because, you know, he doesn't need that clutch to look cool. You know, he's already a potato with hair and a peeler weapon, so it's like, what more do you need after that? So for his color palette, I made sure to go with earthy tones because, you know, potatoes grow in the ground, so it only makes sense that a bunch of earth tones were there to help support his character. So his hair is green, which, you know, greens, plants, everything like that, usually are considered earth tones because they grow on the ground. For his skin tone, wow. For his skin tone, I decided to go with a classic Idaho potato, which is nice and brown, and then it isn't just a flat color of brown. There's always patches on a potato if you look at it directly, and some areas it's much darker, some areas it's much lighter. It has a nice amount of variation in there. I also didn't forget to go back in and blend out the darker colors on top of the lighter color using the lightest base tone, because then it would look a little bit more natural and the dark spots wouldn't look so harsh. For the jean overalls, I decided to keep it a light blue kind of jean, so it kind of reminds me of the sky, because it is, again, like I said, I'm working with earthy tones, so the sky would be more on the blue side, but not a horribly dark blue, so I tried to mesh that in there as well. I also used it for the strap that keeps his weapon, aka the potato peeler, on, and I made sure to use darker blues so this way it has a nice distinct variation between the jeans and then the belt itself. The weapon I kept a classic color, which is just black, and then the metal part would be silver, of course, so that stands out a little bit on his character. He doesn't need anything too sophisticated just because it's a potato peeler. They're not sophisticated at all. Finally, the last thing I did, I felt like it was a little empty on the page, so I grounded him grounding something on the page means that you're making it look like it's literally on the ground. So now that he has a casting shadow, it looks like he's standing somewhere. Necessarily where, I don't know. However, it looks a little bit better than it was before because it was so just friggin' empty. It was just, there was nothing there. Anyway, I finished it, so that's the Final Fantasy potato. I think I did pretty alright for what the prompt was given to me. Let me know if there was anything else I should have added, I guess, because I don't even know. As always, thank you for watching, and I love you. Remember that. Bye.